Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of Mother Devaki, and the Guru of the entire universe. We salute him again and again. Om, peace, peace, peace. So we are on the chapter 7, book 7, chapter 14, and we are starting verse number 14. We are in the middle of the ideal of a householder, how a householder will live. We have read that how the monk should live depending on God, like that. How a Vanaprasthi, retired person, should live in the life. But major thing is the household life. So how that one will lead the household life, that description was being described here. And you're seeing that saying that one should consider all the wealth one gets in household life. It is coming to be a gift from Bhagavan Achyuta, the Lord God. Be it grains produced by cultivation, if you get a food grain out of cultivation, or help rain comes, or be it as a treasure trove from the earth. So by nature, whatever it comes is by God's grace coming. Enjoying wealth with this attitude of mind, one should discharge all other duties. So householder responsibility is much deeper, much troublesome, but much harder, because they have so much responsibility to look after so many. So an embodied being is entitled to possess what is required as a food to fill his stomach. One who claims more than that is a thief and be deserve punishment. That's a great ideal of India, that a householder who have enough, something he has, but that he should share with others. It should not be only for your wealth is not your wealth. So the embodied being entitled to possess what is required as food to fill his stomach. One claims more than that. That means you enjoy your life as much you need, but hoarding and ignoring others' needs, that is incurred sin. You may think that you have earned your money, you are whatever you are doing, but ideal householder life will think that why do I need so much? Okay. So others are also deprived. Let me share my wealth and thing with them. Deer, camel, asses, monkeys, rats, serpents, birds, flies must be looked upon as one's own children. That means when we live in this society or in household life, we should think of others also, not me. Not only me and other people, but it says other animals also. Like you have deer, people feed some deer. People say, oh, the deers are eating away everything. A pious householder will make the arrangement in such a way that, yes, this is meant for the deers to come. It is their food, their garden. So every animal should be given distinctive respect by service. So he looked upon as one's own children, as if they are dependent on society, no? So therefore, ideal householder will look after not only his needs, over and above his needs are met, Rest, what is there to share with others. Men, women, or poor people, or even for the animals. As you also, deer, camel, monkeys, rats. See, you keep some food for the rats. You keep food for some birds. And think that my entire garden full of fruits, a certain thing will be rats will eat away. And then rest of the thing you give it to other animals. Like that consideration for others. What difference is there between these creatures and one's own own family members and needs? A householder should not make undue effort to secure three worldly values of dharma, artha, kama. Honoring the regulation of time and space, one should be satisfied with what one's previous karma brings. So they will try effort but don't exhaust their energy only in dharma, artha, and kama. That means they should also pay attention to liberation, moksha. All these objects of enjoyment one possesses should be divided among dogs, vagabonds, outcasts. One should not have a sense of possession, even with regard to one's wife, which is generally guarded by jealousy of by men. That means, see, thinking of others to serve everyone. Ideal is that to not think of your own family, but think of everyone. And also to think that how to not to get too much engaged in worldliness and sensual life. Says to think how worthless is this body, which is reducible to dirt and ashes, or into food for the worms, and how absurd is the idea of having a wife, children, for giving enjoyment to the worthless body. So to think that how much it is useful, how much it is necessary to pay attention to this body, which ultimately will be burned and it will make a half a pound of ashes. So he says that this how worthless is this body, which is reducible to dirt and ashes, or into food for worms. Either it is cremated or it is given, it is called samadhi. Yeah? So if it is under the ground, worms will eat away. If it is in the fire, it will turn into ashes. If it is put into the water, the animal, aquatic animal will eat away the body. So this is the worthless body. Why to pay so much attention? Therefore, and also to think, to give support it for worldly enjoyment only, versus to think, and by the side of this, how overpowering is the grandeur of Atman, which can cover up by its brilliance even the all-pervading sky, So people should think not to be too much identified with this body and their enjoyment through the body, because it is temporary, and compared to the glory of the Atman, which is greater than that, everything. So thinking that they should not indulge into the identification of the body and its enjoyment. Now, what should be the attitude toward the jagnas? Jagnas. That is the reading today, 14. A pious householder should do his fivefold jagna. Fivefold jagna is what? Devorin. Jagna means you should perform something for them. Who are the five categories of reality in the society? One, Deva. The gods are there. We believe that the gods and goddesses, they are showering their grace. We are getting rain, we are getting sun, we are being nurtured by God's grace. That's a Hindu faith. So you should be offering some respect for the gods. That's why we chant mantras and perform some rituals and sacrifice something so that one can get the blessings of the gods. Devari, Rishi. Rishi will be the sages. We are all ancestors of the sages because in the ancient time that all Hindus that they have their called Gotra. Gotra means which lineage you belong to. So this book is on the background of Indian idea. So you're saying everyone's lineage starts with one sage, one rishi. Rishi, who are rishi? Rishi is the seers of truth. So there are varieties of spiritual realized rishi or sages, and everyone belongs to one of their branches, their lineage. Like we call Bharadwaj Gotra, তারপরে Kashyap Gotra, Vishwamitra. These are all names of all sages. You know, Indian system, your no ritual will be done by the priest unless you can tell which lineage you belong. We are in the lineage of Paramahamsa because Ramakrishna is the leader of our group. So all of you who come and follow Sri Ramakrishna, what is your gotra, lineage? Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa is the bird who flies in the free and unattached. And this is mainly that category of blood of thinking processes in our heart. So that is, so you should be then offering some respect for them.
So for us, it is that Param Hamsa Gotra or Param Brahma Gotra? Because when you take the
Parabrahma Gotra, Paramahamsa কি বলে তারে? Parabrahma Gotra. Now, Paramahamsa leave that Gotra is Parabrahma Gotra, maybe. Paramahamsa, I'm meaning the same thing. Parabrahma or Paramahamsa. Good, you have raised the question. We'll have to see what is that. But anyhow, they are not saying my lineage, my source, we come from the family of the sage, and their children and their children multiplied, and as a family tree. What is our family tree? Root of our family tree? Every Hindu will say some sage. So you are coming from you have responsibility because of that holy man. You belong to that lineage. Therefore, you should offer some oblation, respect every day or something. Rishirin. And you are men, Narori. That means you live in a society. You have responsibility for your community people. You should take care of them. So you should honor them. Pitris, you are here because of your forefather, your father, ma, grandfather, grandma, like that. They are easy. So you should be respectful for those because for them I am here now. Like that. And and also animal world in which we live to nurture, to take care of them. So a pious householder should do his fivefold these responsibilities with substances easily collected and subsist on the remnant of the yajna. So he should collect all the for this sacrifice. He should give up the sense of possessiveness regarding all other things. Very difficult. You live in the world, you should give up the possessiveness of all possessions. That's why they're like almost like a sadhu, like a monk. They live. Ideal householder. That's why Swamiji says, ideal householder is an ideal monk. No difference. They are both are very difficult to be ideal monk and ideal householder. A wise person of that type will thus be treated, he will thus be treading towards the goal of those who have taken to a life of renunciation. A wise man of that type thus be treading towards the goal. If this type of attitude a householder keeps, then he will be in time ready for renunciation. Detachment will come. If everything belongs, if you share everything, don't think of you much. Your minimum needs are satisfied, okay, that much enough. And what is your excess? You are sharing with people, sharing with others. If one can do that, that means you are creating a mental attitude, detachment, detachment. Pancha Mahajagna consists in worshipping with righteously got materials of Supreme Being manifested the five objects of worship. Panchamahayoga consists in worshipping with righteously got material. That you are performing certain yajna. It should not be by theft, stealing. It should be honest, from honest earning, honest action, honest, um, yeah, everything done very honestly. Five objects of worship. See? So to Panchamahayoga, five jagras consist in worshipping. How will you worship? With righteously got materials. You got all, earn good money legitimately for the good purpose. Way of earning money is also gone. You can earn money by robbery. Someone can by cheating. But one can earn money, hard earned money, genuine sincerity. And then use whatever is needed for your personal necessities. And the rest you think it is not for you, it is for others. It is for other people, other animals. So it's pancho, five types of hmm, reen or jagna you have to do. And what are those? Let's say devas. Devas means the gods for whom we are here. In India used to think you get rain because of whom? We scientifically say it differently. But they had scientific idea, but they used to put one consciousness behind every action. No, the rain god, the fire god. So anything where you need rain, called on Indra. So like that. So we are surviving now. We can get pump out water and all this technology. But earlier days they had not. They used to depend on when rain will come in season, no? And the crop will grow accordingly. So therefore you depend on God's grace. Therefore you also have to give back to them in the form of jagna. What we did yesterday, we did the jagna. We offer it to so many gods and goddesses. In the way, we got offered to Indra. We got to different Surya Devata, other gods and goddesses. Still, we are thinking there is some conscious entity who is in charge of the giving rays of light and heat to the world. We call Sun, Surya Devata, Sun God, Moon God, Rain God. So everywhere there is God. We survive because of their grace. So householders should think, I have responsibility for them to offer. That's why in every yajna, they we see Matsadi, Dasavatare Purnamo, Indradi, Dasudi Kopale Purnamo. Dasadik, Dasadik permits 10 corners are there. No? What are the 10 corners? East, west, north, south, then this corner, that corner, this corner, that corner, and up and down. That's the 10 corners. I am saluting to all the Dikopal, the controller of the eastern horizon. East is not east. Somebody is responsible to look after that. Do you get it? We get it in social system. No. It is all what is all called the Los Angeles. No? It's Southern California. California, commissioners are there. Is this jurisdiction? Do you see him? We don't see physically. But he is the in charge of this zone of area. Similarly, their power is there. 10 directions are controlled by 10 personalities, subtle personalities. They control. So we offer our respect for them. The Indian society is Thanksgiving is coming, but a bitter experience of Thanksgiving. But this is a real, genuine experience of Thanksgiving. I get rain, thank you, God, rain God. I get light, thank you, moon God, Indra. I get beautiful sun, moonlit night, uh, Chandra Devata. Thank you. So everything is God, 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 God. They put God everywhere.
Thanksgiving is a yajna.
Thanksgiving, yeah. But real Thanksgiving is what?
Celebration. Any celebration can be called yajna.
It is this. Rishis has composed this system so that we remember and recall those spirits. There is some, don't think it is all matter. What in Indian style, thinking is very high. Don't think it is raining because of this and that. But there is a conscious entity behind. And he is responsible for rain only. It's departmental. Government's department, finance department. Mother Lakshmi is there. That is the domain. Yeah, president can give everything. I write an order and everything is done. But normally good at the democratic government will say, hey, this is the department. Go and ask them, they will give you. So everything is coming from God's and God's grace. So there is to put that concept that everything is guided by the divine. So devas, rishis, men, pitris means forefathers, and the brute creation means not brute, actually animals. If one has competency, skill, and the necessary ingredients, one can perform another sacrifice is called Agni Hotra to the rules laid down for sacrifice. Now the worshipful Lord, who is the recipient of Jagna, is never so satisfied with the offering made in fire as with the food offered to him through the mouth of the holy man. Now, you are offering, here comes the modern philosophy of Ramakrishna Vivekananda. In Indian system, you go, people are performing tons and tons of ghee is burnt for performing jagna. And go to the Shiva temple. Tons of milk are put, Abhisekam, Abhisekam, Abhisekam. Yes, you can satisfy by Abhisekam Lord Shiva. But you can satisfy also by serving people around you. The worshipful Lord, you are propitiating God. That Lord, who is the recipient of all jagnas, all this offering you give, it goes to God, one God. And that is called Krishna. That's called Narayana. According to their faith tradition, it goes to their ideal of spiritual entity. God is never so satisfied with the offering made in fire. You can do offer in the fire, that's good. But as with the food offered to God Himself through the mouth of holy man. So when you can feed. That's why every jagna in Indian tradition, every puja has a feeding part. You did the puja here in the temple, that will not be sufficient. In Hindu temple you go, prasad. That means those who come, they are Lord's children, you feed them, the God will be pleased. As it happened in a family, you see, mom comes with his baby. One person does not take care of the mother, but the baby, he plays with the baby and baby is very happy and mom gets happy. So God becomes more happy if his children are fed well and taken care of. And particularly if they are holy people. That's why Brahman Bhajan. In Hindu tradition, you have to get into it. Then you understand the meaning, what their Bhagavat. And Bhagavat ideal has penetrated into the society. The householder's duty. We are reading what is the householder's duty in his day-to-day life. This is the duty. You are not for yourself. You cannot eat for yourself. You do how much you need. Think that I don't need much. I need this much. Bare necessities of my life is satisfied. Rest is for all. Give it to the dedicate for the gods by prayer and hymns and singing and bhajan and doing that. That is for the gods. Do help to give offer your respects for your forefathers. And that's a pindadan, and yearly Shraddh ceremony, etc. People do. In Indian tradition, every year, one day, Mahalaya time particularly, which is just crossed Durga Puja, before Navaratri. So it is Durga Puja's time. So there you are offering to the forefathers, Pitris, because of them we are here. By their grace we are here. So respectful, thankful for everyone. So your life should be dedicated to give thanks and sacrifice for others. So, so the Supreme Being who indwells everything should be worshipped through all beings. Therefore, householder life should be charged with this notion that everything is for God. So, and God, Lord, is residing in everyone's heart, and He should be worshipped through all beings, like gods, the devas, then to the rishis, the men around you, the animals around you, and forefathers. Devarin, Pitririn, Nirin, Rishirin, Deva Pitri, Devarin, Rishirin, Pitririn, Nirin, and animal. Bhuta Jagga, Nrijagga. So these are the 5 Jaggas. Deva Jagga, then is Rishi Jagga. You do something offer for the Rishi and respectful. So that's your dedication. Nri, around the people around you, especially holy people and others. And then you do Nri Jagga, men and pitris and animals, all around animals. Not that you have to take care of everyone, but do something for them also. It really percolated the Indian society. That's why Swamiji says, whatever India you want to preach, you preach in the terms of religion. And that they practice even very, they are not explained in proper way, but it is all designed by the sages to make everyone unselfish. Gradually, live in the world, but you also think of others. More think of others. And I know that whatever you do for others, it goes to God. God is behind all. Now, Sadhu and auspicious rites, that's very important. Indian system after the death, there are very important rituals, Shraddh ceremony. So now they're talking. We did not know that much details, but to little learn what Bhagavatam talks about the responsibility of performing Shraddh for your forefathers, ancestors. Every religion has ancestor worship. In a primitive time, more, but modern society don't care for. Who only out of curiosity they try to find the source of the family tree. No, nowadays you can go and find from whom your ancestor has come. But Hindus, they know already. You have come from Gautam Rishi, Gautam Gotra. You don't know Gotra, then marriage will not happen. They'll say, what Gotra you belong? Just go and learn. Then you know that you are coming from which Rishi. Shraddha.
Didn't know that.
That's a Brahmogyan. See, Brahmogyan is for the purpose. But it was question. What is your Gotra? It was question. He cannot say or not that is not the issue. But society understands it, that you should know your origin. Gotra, Kassapa Gotra, Bharadwaj Gotra, this Gotra, that. All rishis' name. But Western culture is not centered around that. Western culture is proud that I belong to Baron, Byron. So military, great military people. That's my military general. No power of the material world. But here, the rishis, that is our origin. Origin is from the rishis. So now, first of all, Pitridin, your forefathers. So you should be respectful for your forefathers. Then you should do some ceremony for them. How do you do respect? Not saying something, okay, that man. No, you perform some ceremonials. That's why they go Pindodan. Every year you have to go to Gayadham, or to even if people don't go, they call a priest, they do some ritual and chant some mantras. Priests also don't know the meaning of the mantras nowadays. And who is doing, he does not know, understand anything. He said, I chant. And he said, also, what is correct chanting, wrong chanting, that's not the matter. But they're keeping the tradition. And they're saying, if you know the meaning, they'll be overwhelmed how much respect and love they carry for their forefathers. No? We are monks, we have to do our shraddha before before death. That means we are dead in the world. We are ghosts. Sannyasi is a ghost in the world, actually, because they have done their own shraddha. And there, you see, when we read how in every offering is given to the forefathers, to the rishis, to anyone responsible, how much offering of respect is mentioned in the Shraddha by mother's gift, mother's grace upon us, our earthly mother. So that's why in our culture they say, Matri Devo Bhava, let mother be your goddess. Living goddess is divine mother, is my living goddess. So these have come because of those values. Now, it says 19 verse number 19, page 281. If the person is wealthy enough, he should perform shraddha to the dead parents and their relatives in dark fortnight of the Mahalaya. You see, in the month of Bhadramas. So they should perform every year, especially perform the what you call the offering, and then do pindadan, etc. ceremony. He should perform their shraddha also at the time of summer and winter solstice and the vernal and the autumnal equinoxes. During the astronomical division of time and on the day when a lunar day begins and ends without the sunrise or before two sunrises. You have to do that during the lunar or solar eclipses. Shraddha ceremony is to be done, which is auspicious days. They have mentioned so many auspicious days. We need not have to know all this. Those who are, that's why Brahmins, they can dictate and they know all this auspicious day. They say Shraddha ceremony should be done on that day. So this is there all around all the verses up to 25. It is said that you have to perform, which day will be auspicious for you to perform this sacred ceremonies. All these days are auspicious time. Verse number 24. Conducive to good fortune, and therefore suited not only for Shraddha, but also for all good works which make one's life fruitful. So they have started with Mahalaya. Mahalaya to do Shraddha ceremony for forefathers, or this good day, Vaishak, on the third lunar day of the bright half of the Vaishaka. So all days, according to lunar calendar, they have almanac, they are saying these are the auspicious moments you can perform the rituals for your forefathers. So holy acts like rituals, ablutions, repetition of mantra, sacrifice in the fire, observance of vows, worship of devas and holy men, making gifts in the name of ancestors, men, devas, etc. All such holy and altruistic actions become infinitely fruitful when done in such times. You can perform any day all these rituals. You can remember every day your forefathers, etc. But on those special occasions, if you do, it is more propitious. O king, during the purificatory rite for the wife called Pumshavan, the birth rites for the son, sacraments for oneself, funeral rites, the rites of the anniversary of death, or at all such times, holy work conducive to welfare should be done. So if they want to do, they should find auspicious day for everything. And that means it always, Indian culture is such, from Mahabharata time, this is Bhagavatam, they are saying that every auspicious moment, think today is some auspicious, you can do today only. Wait, tomorrow is a kind of auspicious day. It creates some inner feeling of purity and auspiciousness. Ultimate God is all auspicious. We are nowadays we don't talk about all these things. We in one jump we go to Brahman. I am Atman, I am Brahman, I am pure. Bas. Oh, where date, what duty, what to do, what good job, what bad job. Don't worry, I am Brahman. So too much fast, very fast forward. Too much fast forward. I am here in this world. I am Brahman. That's one word. Are you performing your duties rightly? Are you taking care of your mom? Are you taking care of your dad? Or are you taking care of your ancestor? Are you taking care of your neighboring people? Are you taking care of the living animals and cats and dogs and squirrels? But don't get too much to squirrels. Squirrels, you will get attached to squirrels then. So, but anyhow, think of them also and don't think of you too much. You think of yourself how much you need, minimum need. That is okay, I'm happy. Rest of the thing for others. Try to. That means the society, the rules of the society is inspiring someone to be dedicated for the good of others, thinking of others more, not for you all the time. Rather, you think little because you need your little survival, but think more for animals and gods, ancestors, the, all types of surrounding beings who are in there. Now we talk, O king, during the purificatory rites, these are the special occasions, every auspicious thing should be done and it will be more conducive to the welfare of you. So that's why they talked about this time. Now they're talking about places. Places are also holy. There is special purifying effect in special places. You do it at your home is one thing, and you go to Dakshineshwar and do the same thing. It is something different. That's why people go to temple, feel much more energy there. So now I shall tell you, 27 verse. What are the places that augment the result of good acts done at those places. You go to a holy place and do little meditation, then your meditation will be multiplied because there is an atmosphere, environment, subtle vibration which will give you a boosting. That is the purpose of people going to holy places of pilgrimage, going to Vrindavan, going to Benares, in India. And every country has something. Go to some saint's place in this country, Saint, uh, Saint Francis of Assisi. Go to their place. It's a holy place. People go with, bring some holy experience. So they are better. Everywhere is God, but God is manifested somewhere more, little more, and little not that much. So the best of such places is where one gets a holy man who has been the object of the Lord's grace. Which place is more holy? Where there is a holy man. Ramakrishna is a holy man. So many places are there. He lived in Dakshineshwar. So Dakshineshwar has become a place of pilgrimage. And people go, whenever think of Dakshineshwar, their mind becomes purified. They're thinking of Ramakrishna was born in Kamarpukur. He lived. Kamarpukur has become a holy place. Ramana Maharshi lived in the mountain. The Ramana place has become a holy place. So whoever you find that there is a holy man lives there, they inaugurate the spiritual atmosphere of that place. And if one goes there, and their mind also gets the benefit of that environment. Therefore, wherever the image of the Supreme Being, in whom all the world reside, is installed and worshipped, and where holy men who practice austerity, knowledge, benevolence, and other virtues reside, these places also are holy. That's why people set in India, people set temples. Many people say, oh, in my home, we have now established one Kali temple. I have established my Shiva temple. No? So where the Lord God who exists everywhere, you make a image or in a form, you worship God there, establishing a temple, a Supreme Being is installed and worshipped. That place started becoming holier, more holy. And there live some holy people, who are practicing austerity, practicing the how to realize God, the knowledge of God, benevolence and other virtues reside. So if those type of people live in a place where there is a temple, consecration of a temple, it becomes more holy place there. So holy place is the man creates. Our Narada, Rishi Narada says that tirthi kurvanti tirthan, the tirtha, the holy places of pilgrimage, are done by tirthi, that means holy people. Holy people create the place where he lives a holy land. Christ came, so Christ walked here and there. So in the path of Jerusalem, there are places of pilgrimage. Devout Christians, they want to see. Muslims, devout Muslims, they want to go to Kaaba, Mecca. That is their holy place. So why? Their holiness, they have been established by, there is a tomb which kissed by Muhammad, they say, no? One stone kissed by Muhammad become a holy plant, and the whole Islamic world goes over there to become Hajj. They call Hajj. And Hajj, one does, is called Haji. The Haji. So that is the glory of the holy place. In Hindu culture, where the worship of Lord Hori is carried on, where the rivers like Ganga, especially sung about the Puranas flow, they are all holy places. So they say, wherever the Ganga flows, that is holy. Wherever Narmada river goes, that is holy. So, this holy river, holy people, and holy thoughts, they make the places of encouragement of joy for the spiritual growth. The localities where sacred lake, like a Pushkar lake, holy pilgrimage spot like Kurukshetra, Gayadham, Prayagraj, Tulashram, these are situated, and where great devotees had stayed in the past. They are also holy places. That's why people used to go first when they give up their home to become a monk, they go on pilgrimage. Pilgrimage means you go to holy places. People are going to Kedarnath. People are going to Badrinath, Kedarnath, Amarnath, places of holiness. It is not the holy man. The place has special spirit. People had some vision and experience easily. Naimisharanya, Halguna, Rama Setu, Rameswaram, Prabhas, etc. Varanasi, Mathura, Lake Pampa, Bindusar. The different names are given here. And the Balarana Ashram, banks of the Alokananda river, Chitrakut. These are all places, more are mentioning, where Rama stayed with Sita in Chitragut. Great mountains like Malayo and Mahendra. All these are very sacred places, and so are others. So these are all holy places. So one should go for a pilgrimage to these holy places to spiritualize their inner spirit. All these are very sacred places. And so others, and also so are other places where Lord's image are permanently installed and worshipped. All the places where daily worship of the God, and in particular from Makali. Makali's mandis were established by Rasmani. And Rasmani has established a temple, and Sri Ramakrishna's elder brother did the first puja. And till today, the puja is continuing. Because the puja is continuing, it has gained so much power. The Tirupati. The puja is going on. Which time it started, who knows? But still, the whole world moves towards that. What is the attraction? People get in and they don't have opportunity to see much. They will push you out. You stand in the line for whole day, whole night, and when it comes, people, hey, get out. Plus, they push you in one split second. But still, people give so much of their money, gift, hair. They give beauty. Hair is a beauty, no? Giving the women are giving their hair. So that is the greatness of those places where worship is done for a long time. That becomes powerful place. Spiritual aspirants should visit such places often for spiritual practices, and good acts done there are thousandfold effective. A thousandfold effective. Bhagavat is saying, Ete punnatama desha, in these places are punnatama, much more auspicious places. Harir cha asritasya je, those who have taken refuge in Hari, the Lord Hari, God. Etan deshan niseveta, you have to go to enjoy pilgrimage in these places. Seyos kamo, if you want your spiritual good. Dharmo hi atre hita pungshang sahasradhi halodaya. If you do, whatever you do, it becomes 1,000 times intense. You do japa, you are doing it to your own effort. You go to some holy places like that, your japa will be spontaneous. You need not have to think about that. That is the power of the place and the purity of the place. So people should observe in pure time, perfect time, which is auspicious, and also go to auspicious places of pilgrimage. Householder should do this. In those days, life was simple, so they could. But even now you go to India, how many people are on pilgrimage? They try to find their time out of their hustle and bustle of life, some time for this pilgrimage. Sometimes it becomes tourist-like, though, but the one pool is there. The tourists can go to any other place. Why they go to Mathura? Why they go to Vrindavan? Why they go to such Varanasi, etc. No? So this is the question. The time. This is the place. Householders should do all this. See, householders' responsibility is increasing more and more. People think a householder's life is easy. Pure life is very difficult. True worship. Now, what is the true worship for a householder? O King, those who have thought deeply on the questions of who constitutes the best recipient have come to this conclusion that the only one fit to receive worship is the Supreme Bhagavan, of whom this whole world is gross manifestation. So who is the adorable person in the world? Only God. Oh, who is God? The Supreme God, Supreme Bhagavan, of whom this whole universe is this whole universe has come out of that God. God, gross form is this world. God's subtle form in the heavens and all subtle worlds. And God in his essentially in the subtler form is called the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha, Virato, Hiranyagarbha, Hiranya, Vishwa, Tejas, Ish, and Ishara. So three states: Ishara, Hiranyagarbha, Virata. Virata is the gross form. We are living in Virata. You go mentally go one level up, then you live in the Hiranyagarbha, means all light and subtle world. And then that comes from Ishara, God one. So the king, for in your, he's talking to King Purik, what is called, who is talking to so much God. It is for in your Rajashu sacrifice, where devas, rishis, siddhas, and sages like Sanaka were present, it was Sri Krishna alone that was selected as the fit recipient to be adored as the greatest person present in the sacrifice. Now you go to different places and worship different gods and goddesses. Who is the most adorable God? It is called Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna. And Ramakrishna is come from Narayana. No? Narayana came in the dream of Ramakrishna's father, Khudiram, and said, I am going to be born in your home. Narayana said, I am coming to be born in your home. So it is Narayana came as Ramakrishna. And whatever, all the pranam, all the worship, what we do ultimately, it goes to Narayana. He is the primal God. And people may say mother, that's okay, different thing. The purpose is one. All pranam, all respect, all adoration ultimately goes to Lord Narayana. Like that, anyone gives any taxation, any income comes, it goes to the federal government. Total asset, it all amalgamates into one place. Similarly, all pranam you do to a holy man, all respect you show to your mom, dad, brother, ultimately to them it goes back to Narayana, God.
Akasha.
Huh?
Akashat Patitam.
Akasat patitam toyam tatha samudre viliyate. No? As the water falls anywhere in the world, it actually drizzles and ultimately goes where? It goes into the ocean. So, Sarvadeva Namaskaram.
Krishna.
Therefore, all the pranam you do to Indra, Chandra, Varuna, or whatever gods and goddesses, Keshavam Pratigachati. It goes to Keshava, the Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna. This book is for Krishna. So they say Krishna, Narayana. Ramakrishna devotee will be Rama, Ramakrishna. Rama devotee will be Rama. Whatever, man, God is only one. So it goes to him. This all-inclusive cosmic self is all-inclusive cosmic man Brahmanda is like a tree of which all the worlds of living beings constitute the spreading branches. So all the living beings are like branches of a big banyan tree. Achyuta means Narayana, being the root of this tree, his worship results in satisfying all beings, including the universe. Therefore, don't have to go for door to door for worship. You come to Narayana and worship him. Then you get everything. You please the boss, CEO, or the president. Then you need not have to go to this manager, that manager to please him, please that. Huh? What he will say, what she will say, kindness. No. If you get the support from the CEO, bus. CEO says, I don't want to hear, he is like that. Bus. So please the CEO, please God, the Absolute, Narayana. So place, pilgrimage, time, duties, but worship one absolute God from which the whole creation has come. After creating man, animal, and other creatures, God the Lord, the all pervading one, he resides in all the body's indwelling self as a jiva. So the same God who created this universe and is sitting in the heart of all of us. As he lives in the city of the body, he is called Purusha. He is called it, who resides in the heart called Jiva, but the Lord is called Purusha. Purusha Prakriti. So Purusha is the power, energy, the conscious energy. So he lives in the city of each body, that's why he is called Purusha. His manifestation in some bodies is greater and in some other less. Therefore, man is the fit recipient, and among men is whom the spirit is more manifest, is a better recipient than others. That means two things. Man, among all the creation, human being is the best creation. Because rather than cat, dog, animal, other animals, in man or woman, the power to discriminate, to analyze, to see things beyond, in development of the intellect, spirit, mind, purity of the mind, all these are much more manifest. And among all the gods, Narayana is the. So you worship human God in human being, and you worship God, Lord, in his pristine nature. O King, men become mutually disrespectful and antagonistic due to the perception of each other's defects and therefore incapable of seeing the Lord within. Hence, the Treta Yuga, great sages brought into being the system of worshipping him in holy images to which none can attribute evil. So yes, he says that people used to criticize when God comes in a human body. That's why in Treta Yuga, in this period, Krishna's period called Treta Yuga, God is worshipped in images. You cannot blame the image. But if he is a human being, you can find fault with him. So that's why he says, so in this Jew age, we have to worship the image. Image worship is so. How they are bringing the idea of worshipping God in the point where you are not to judge much of the personality of God. So some serve Hori by worshipping him with utmost faith and attention in holy images. But it is of no benefit to one who persecutes and oppresses one's fellow being. O king, among men, a holy man is considered the best recipient, for he takes care of the Veda, he takes care of the body of the Hari through his austerity, knowledge, and equanimity. O king, Krishna, the soul of the universe, reckons such holy men who purify the whole world by the touch of their feet as a deity for himself to worship. Imagine therefore their greatness. So therefore you worship Krishna. That is the ultimate advice of this discussion. What we read? It is too many paragraphs we read today, but the point is that ordinary person can worship, do not be selfish. Householder life is responsibility to take care of one's own needs. Perfectly okay. But not only you. Your money is to be distributed to others. Your possession is for the good of others also. So you serve others. Gods, they were in Pitririn, forefathers, your human, another human being whom you live along with you, the animals you live, and so all this caring you have to do. Then you do some special rituals in an auspicious time you do. Then you do try to go to auspicious places and you auspicious worship, image to be worshipped, come to back to Krishna, the Lord Narayana, who is the source of all. Instead of going, that's why our human nature is that, oh, I need money, so I'm doing, there's nothing wrong going to Ma Lakshmi for earning money. And now I need some success, I'm coming to home, to Ganesha. This time Ganesha Puja, Ganesha Puja, Ganesha Puja. As if Ganesha Puja will be independent. Through Ganesha you are going to praying to the same God ultimately. So therefore don't do so many diversified things. Come back to Krishna, the Lord, Achyuta, who is the Narayana, he is the God, Lord, Creator. So worship him and you get the best. Best object of worship is God in human form. That's in Narayana, avatars. Best places are holy places. Best time are auspicious times. Do your all spiritual practice around that, and that will accelerate the spiritual growth. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So 7:30 will be our Seta Upanishad class today. Thank you. End of the chapter.
Chapter 15.
We'll start 15th chapter. End of